It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to The Local Show, the 2023 Spring Edition. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses. We talk about how they got into business, and we talk with the business owners and CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. Now, you're going to hear all about their successes, their challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. And we say happy weekend to Steve Roberts. How are you?
Happy trout season starting this weekend. Tom, aren't you excited?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to get over a cold. I had the daughter had a cold, the wife had a cold, my son had a cold, and I said, when Dad gets a cold, I can't make a living.
Yes.
And so nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
And they just sputtered and spit and everything all over the house.
Last weekend, I had a great time with your son. We went to visited a whole bunch of maple farms, New York State maple syrup weekends.
That's wonderful.
And that kid's got some skills.
Yeah. And ironically enough, he's up for adoption.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win for everybody.
He does eat a lot.
Yeah, he does eat a lot.
But we had a great time.
Good.
I enjoyed. He's a funny kid, and we learned some photography stuff together, and it was dandy.
Yes, he's different from me.
Indeed,
he's more fun. There you go. Hey, we've got a great show all lined up for you, folks. We're going to talk with Erin Powell, the owners of JDog Junk Removal and Hauling, and then Jim Deacon stops by. He's the owner of Crossroads Auction. Scott Farnett and Gary Butterfield are the board president and construction supervisor, respectively, of the Syracuse Habitat for Humanity. Sev Ganella stops by, director of operations at Celan-All in Syracuse. And then Kevin Nichols, owner of Nichols Energy Solutions. We'll have a conversation with him. We had him on, a long time ago. I think he just started the business.
It was like going on 4 years ago, Tom.
Yeah, he must have just started. And then Dan Tagliamonte is the founder and lead designer of Sea Culture. Elijah Puccini is the owner of Mellow Roofing. And then Alex Bem, the executive director of Clear Path for Veterans, all on The Local Show today. So we say a hearty, healthy good morning to Erin and Erin. How are you?
Good morning.
Which Erin is which?
I'm going with the Aaron to the male.
Aaron?
Yes.
Okay.
Aaron, yes.
Perfect. You got it.
Very nice, folks. So give us a little bit of background. Who wants to take the first question about the background?
How'd you start this thing?
Yeah.
So we started researching JDog about 7 years ago. A fellow veteran, a friend of mine, took me to a JDog in Albany, capital region, and we kind of got the walkthrough of how it works, what it's all about.
So it's not homegrown; it's a franchise.
It's a franchise,
I didn't know that. Yeah.
and it's a franchise in technicality. We are part of a larger thing. Mm-hmm. Our big mission is give back. JDog does a ton of give back, and that was my attraction, was the veteran angle and the give back angle. We researched it. I researched it, and then Erin and I researched it for almost 5 years before we decided to pull the trigger and kind of go into it.
So you're a veteran. What kind of veteran are you?
I joined the Marine Corps in 1996. Unfortunately, I was discharged in 2000 due to an injury. So I'm a disabled veteran. So the JDog journey, like I said, it's all about give back. It's getting back into the military swing of things. The camaraderie, of course, the pick things up, put them down aspect. So we get to show kind of what we're made of, and we get to share it with our community. And there's a ton of give back.
So what do you do? Tell us about the business. What happens? So JDog is what?
We do junk removal and hauling. We will come out. We will pick up any items you no longer need or want. And the biggest thing that we do is when we pick those items up, we keep 60 to 80% of those materials out of the landfill. So
How
we're
do you do
a recycler. When we are going to pick up items, we look at them. If it's something that's reusable, donatable, then we make sure it doesn't go into landfill. If it's scrap metal, we recycle that with the metal recyclers.
So would you say some of your competition just throws it all over to the landfill? Is that the general mode of junk removers?
It's what we see, is it their typical day-to-day operation? I can't really speak to that. I've seen it that way. I know we pride ourselves on keeping that 60 to 80% out.
Right.
And there's a ton of veterans locally that need items. We get calls every week, people that are directed to us because they need, beds, because they need dressers or couches or just simple housewares. Televisions. Those are things we keep out of the landfill.
So frame it. So you pull things out of houses, and junk isn't always junk.
Correct.
Is that fair?
Correct.
Okay. And then you must have a warehouse or somewhere where you tuck this stuff, unless you got a really big truck. And then you repurpose it.
Correct. Yes.
Wow.
That's exactly what we do.
Wow. Look at that.
And we do have a massive warehouse. In 2018, we purchased a farm that had dairy outbuildings that we don't have a dairy farm. So we are able to house a lot of items.
What's some of the craziest things you've hauled away?
Some of those things we really can't talk about on the radio. So as far as the crazy side of it, we have to keep this, I think, PG.
Yeah.
So maybe on another show we can talk about the crazy things.
So what about the PG stuff? I mean, have you ever gone in and you see these, Tom, you see hoarders, right?
Yes.
And when you think junk removal, I think I can't get through the house. I can't, and there must be some of that, but probably a lot of the junk is more organized than that, maybe?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to speak to the hoarders thing really quickly because we do go into homes that are hoarded. And one of the things that we're proud about is we do treat jobs with respect, integrity, and trust. So that's part of the reason why we wouldn't necessarily share stories on the radio about that. But those are difficult situations. Hoarders don't want to be hoarders, or family members taking care of.
So it's a real thing. Yeah,
it is a real thing.
You're not just talking about somebody who has like a propensity to save spoons.
No.
It's just like they really get crazy.
We have gone into situations,
yeah,
where the codes enforcement is making them clean stuff out.
Yeah,
These people don't want to lose their items. Jeez. And most people would look at that and you're like, that's trash. That should have been thrown away years ago. But we take care of those situations.
So I hear empathy in there.
So much empathy.
And I heard the Marine answer. I can't speak to that. That's a great place, because just because you know something doesn't mean you need to share it with everybody.
Correct.
So what kinds of business are you looking for? What's an ideal client for you guys?
I mean, we want to meet everybody. We want to know everybody. We want to help everybody that we can. To say there's the perfect client out there. I mean, yesterday, me and my employee, we went and loaded a piano out of a little old lady's garage. No problem. That was the first 15 minutes of our day, was loading that piano. That's fine. That's just part of our day to day. But she loves us. We got that piano out of her garage, and she's going to call us again because we showed up on time early. Actually, I can't help it. I'm broken. I'm military. I'm 15 minutes. As you can see, we walked in here early. I'm 15 minutes early to everything, and it drives my wife crazy. It drives my employee crazy. But I can't help it. And nobody's ever mad at me when we're early. So it's when I have to call and say, geez, we're stuck in traffic, we're a little bit late, that now I feel like I'm doing somebody a disservice.
How many employees?
One.
Just one? Oh, okay. How many years you been in business then?
So we started in 2021 is when we officially opened.
Okay. Right when the pandemic was happening and all that.
The tail end of it.
So junk removal is a bit of a misleading name.
It is.
Because is that fair?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so people don't have to be in squalor. They have to have everything falling in them.
No.
If they want things moved, removed, you guys can help. Is that fair?
Yeah,
Correct.
we also provide labor services. We've been hired to go in and help people rearrange their furniture that are unable to move their couches and their their TV consoles and stuff like that. Yeah, we provide labor services as well.
Okay. So they can go to JDogJunkRemoval.com.
Just JDog.com.
JDog.com.
Yes.
Okay, and is the phone number, if you're looking for something, this is the number I have, 264-8472. 8472?
That is a direct line.
So 315, right? The big area code, Tom?
Yeah.
264-8472.
Correct.
Very nice. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. And you have a great rest of the day, okay?
Yes. Thank you for having us.
Good luck with the rest of the season. We've got Jim Deacons coming up next. He's the owner of Crossroads Auction. So if you have stuff that's sort of not junk that you want auctioned off, we'll talk with Jim coming up next on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.